Reese Witherspoon here, checking into my favorite hotel in Paris. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
I'm traveling with my Wells Fargo Autograph Journey card, so I earn rewards wherever I book travel. 5 times points with hotels, 4 times with airlines, 3 times on restaurants and other travel, and 1 point on other purchases. Phew, that was a lot. I need to lie down. Is the room ready?
Visit wellsfargo.com/autographjourney. Terms apply.
Few things are truly timeless, because to last, you can't stand still. That's the beauty of Michigan. You can feel it everywhere. Like a fresh breeze on a riverfront stroll, or how the nightlife hums with electricity. Like an old friend with new stories to tell. So let the excitement bring you back and bring you together, season after season in pure Michigan. Find your season at michigan.org.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, a podcast dedicated to the history and lore of the Final Fantasy series. Join us as we take a deep dive into the different worlds, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, Warriors of Light, to another episode of the Final Fantasy Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Ben of Temeria. Always with me are my good friends here, Trey.
Hello.
And Steven.
Yo.
And again, we're still currently in our Season 4, talking about the different locations in each of the Final Fantasy games. We did Final Fantasy 2 and 3 last week. This week, we are going over Final Fantasy 4. And technically 4 after years as well, because a lot of these, majority of these locations appear in after years, which was a side game of Final Fantasy 4. So there was that. But before we get down into it, I have some news. Kind of. The next expansion for 14 is going to have a lot of 9 stuff. So, Steven.
No. Not even.
No?
Then.
Oh my gosh.
Still no.
What? They even said, oh yeah, there's a reason why we're adding a lot of stuff from 9 into the game. With pre-order bonuses and stuff like that. Like, hint, hint, wink, wink, we're going to do something special.
Yeah. No.
No?
Can't.
Aw, darn.
I'm still not gonna sign up for it just to get a Zidane mount or whatever it is.
It's a Zidane minion, and if you pre-order the collector's edition, you get the Arc mount, which is also from 9.
Yeah.
So Steven,
random boss.
What if Square was
also
like,
a boss
look,
in the Alexander raids from Heaven's Ward?
What if so many people had to play this to get 9 remastered? Would you do it?
No, still. Well,
and they didn't tell us
so.
how many. They were just like, look, depending on how the reception to this is, we might go ahead and do a 9 remaster. Would that be enough to get you to jump on it?
No, because I don't need a 9 remaster. That's what we were talking about before the show. It's perfect how it is. It doesn't need to be changed.
And Pandemic Patrick in chat saying, I was hoping Yoshi P's hint meant something about a remaster, probably just a collab, but one can hope. Haha. Yeah, so definitely they all like Yoshi P loves bringing in references from all the different 14 is the theme park of Final Fantasy. He brings in so many different things and aspects and characters and stuff like that into 14 because 14 is great. And Yoshi P's an amazing person.
You should have tried that with 16.
I mean, he kind of did with so if you have the DLC, you actually get, if you can go to your system tab and get bonuses for during each of the expansions. The newest one comes out on April 18th. But the first expansion, you actually get Final Fantasy VII themed items. And the newest expansion that deals with Leviathan, you actually get Final Fantasy XIV theme items. So he kind of did do that. But there is also rumors and speculation that 9 could possibly get a remake, remaster in a way, because one of the, I don't know if he's a developer or producer on 14, worked on 9, but he hasn't been in the forefront since for a good while, and a lot of people are kind of speculating, hey, he might be in the works with something else in project-wise. We don't know. And Yoshi P also did say Sephiroth will never be in Final Fantasy 14. Period.
No,
He's too OP.
he could have been. Yeah, he could have been.
And that's what I was listening to a 14 podcast, and it was like, why won't they do that? Because it's like, he's such a popular character. That's probably why. And it's like, no, because lore reason, he literally wipes everyone.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally a god, a legitimate god, and will literally kill everybody. So that's probably why they won't bring him into the lore.
I would imagine, yeah.
So if you don't want a 9 remaster, how about a 4 remaster?
Ooh, I would like that.
Well, we have the Pixel remasters.
True. We do.
Yeah.
Also, one last thing. Once Yoshi P does want to bring in Final Fantasy elements, or Final Fantasy 7 elements into the game, that's not just Golden Saucer or outfits and some minions. He wants to do like a collaboration with Final Fantasy 7, but he specifically said he wants to wait till the remake series is done, so he doesn't get in their way. So we're going to be waiting at least another 6 years for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. Well, no, not that long, because how long was it between remake and rebirth? It was like
remake came about 4 years.
3-4 years, yeah.
4 years, yeah. But
and they're already working on whatever.
They're already working on the third and final version of the trilogy. That's true. Good point. So we'll see. Maybe might be closer than we think. But yeah, that's all I have in news wise. I just wanted to point that out because I was listening to that Ether radio, and I was like, that's okay. Maybe Steven might get back into it if they're bringing 9 elements, because that would be cool.
I should have known. You were like, I have news about your favorite game. And I was like, oh, cool. I should have known that it was going to have to do with 14. You're going to find a way to fit 14 in there somehow.
It never fails.
So Purple Archer does say in chat, it'd be fun with something along the lines of like a Crisis Core Reunion, where it was a remake with new graphics and stuff, but kept it relatively the same.
For 9?
For 9.
Yeah, there's like a tech demo
I'm
gonna find and send to the Discord that shows like that first little part where Vivi enters the city, and it just kind of shows it with, I mean, almost like PS4-ish graphics, maybe PS3-ish, but it just kind of updates it a little bit, and I think that would be neat. I think it'd be nice because it is such a wonderful world they built, and it is just something that I'd like to see more of.
And the Zidane minion is great.
Yes, it is the Memoria project. Pandemic Patrick.
Also, shout out Pandemic Patrick for being my new favorite listener to the show.
Because 9 is their favorite and first love?
That's correct.
All right, well, enough of that stuff. So let's dive into Final Fantasy IV locations. And where do we start? Well, we start on Earth. Who would have thought? And we start with the overworld of Earth. So this, land masses and all that stuff. So first, we are introduced to Baron, which Baron is a kingdom in Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy IV Interlude, and Final Fantasy IV The After Years, is the homeland of Cecil Harvey, Kain Highwind, Rosa Joanna Farrell, and her mother, and Cid Polindia and his daughter. It is the most powerful monarchy and one of the largest nations on the planet, ruled over from Baron Castle. In the town of Baron, outside its walls, Baron is one of the only nations in the world with technology to build airships, thanks to the research done by Cid and the elite squadron known as the Red Wings, initially commanded by Cecil. So, I mean, that
changes real quick.
Yeah, for all of 5 seconds in the game.
Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. I mean, obviously, these characters, Cecil Harvey, Kain Highwind, Rosa Joanna Farrell, and Cid, are all part of your crew, like you as the main character. And then, I mean, Kane is literally one of the most iconic characters because he's the most iconic Dragoon.
Yeah, but Cecil's cooler.
Cecil's cool too. That's true. Cecil's very cool. And then you also have Baron Castle, the Devil's Road, and Ancient Waterway, which all along are in Baron itself. Devil Road is just literally a high toll. Devil's Road also known as Serpent's Toll. Connects to Mystia and with Baron. It uses lunar magic and technology brought to the Blue Planet by Kula to facilitate fast travel. And in Final Fantasy After Years, the Devil's Road is its own dungeon filled with dimensional warp points. Oh, I hate dungeons like that.
Yes, literally
the ones with like the warp points and everything. Oh, I hate those because they always confuse me.
It's like Sabrina's gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate those. And then the Ancient Waterway, also known as the Old Waterway or Baron Waterway, is a location in Final Fantasy IV and After Years. Is the sewers of Baron and connects the city to Baron Castle. The entrance is located at the western edge of the city of Baron and is locked with the key of Baron. So, and it has many hidden passageways, and there's a save point at the end of the waterway. Because saving is crucial. Save all your old games. These games, you had to save at every point. Period.
And multiple saves.
If there was possible for these games that have multiple
because
saves
this
back in the
game,
day.
well, this game you can't because this is the game where I missed a trophy because I thought I could go back on a spot and I was not able to.
Ugh.
Oh,
And Steven just roasted me for it, and I deserved every bit.
Me? I did?
Yeah, you were like, what? You didn't have a save to go back? I'm like, no, I only had like 3. And you were like, no, you got to have 7. And yeah, you're right.
Yeah, older games always save at every point. After every battle, I always save. And just like in Pokemon, like the older Pokemon games, save everywhere. Especially before a legendary. Don't forget to save before a legendary. Because if you don't, and you feign it, you're SOL. It's not
That's
fun.
why emulators are good, so you can just quick save and then boot it up.
Yeah. But, growing up, we didn't have that option, Steven.
Then we had to flick the little button on the side and start it all the way back up.
Exactly. It sucked. Yeah, and make sure your PC box isn't full in red and blue before legendary.
Oh.
Yeah, that is also true. Make sure your PC is empty in Pokemon. Thankfully, nowadays, you have like 30 boxes in a game. Older games, you didn't have that luxury.
Now they just boot them to the next one and be like, it's fine. Just go to the next box.
Right. And then next we actually have Chocobo Forest, which, sounds familiar. There's always like some sort of forest with chocobos. So one of the several locations in Final Fantasy IV, each Chocobo Forest contains 3 yellow chocobos used for transportation on land and crossing rivers, and a single white chocobo, which stores 500 MP to all party members when caught. The fat chocobo can also be summoned in the forest, but requires a Groshel Green for him to appear. And if you don't know what I love the fat chocobo. And if you don't know what a Groshel Green is, it's a type of herb that chocobos love to eat. So, like, you use it, you use Groshel Greens, and 7 to, like, in even the 7, like, rebirth, you use them to befriend the chocobos so you can ride them. Or, like, if you go to 14, you use Groshel Greens to summon your chocobo companion once you unlock that, which is cool. And I do have the fat chocobo mount in 14. It's freaking hysterical.
Nice. Does it roll?
No, you literally, like, you sit on its back and you have a fishing rod and you have a Groshel Green on the other end, and that's how it runs. It's chasing after the Groshel Green. It's fantastic.
It works like a bank in 4.
What does?
Fat chocobo.
Oh, yep.
I just wanted to point that out. So that's the only thing I have to add about. And that the Chocobo Forest was one of the things I had to chase down because on one of the trophies, you have to visit every location. And there's a couple of the Chocobo Forest, and one of them was just really hard for me to find. I spent probably 10 minutes trying to track it down. It was the most annoying trophy I had to chase, other than the one that I just can't get.
That's fair.
Also, an incredible card in Queen's Blood.
Yes, that is true too. The Fat Chocobo card is freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't played Rebirth, go play Rebirth because it has a card game, and card games are great.
It's actually a decent card game once you.
It's actually really good. It's literally, and I've said this plenty of times, it's a mix of Gwent from The Witcher and chess.
Yeah, once you get about halfway
Literally.
through the game and you finally understand what's going on, then it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got it done. I got it, figured out after 2 games.
Oh well.
Card games are. Well, I've been playing cards games for a while, and I love card games. But anyway, next up, we do have the Mist Cave, also as the Misty Cave or Cave of Mist, which is a dungeon in Final Fantasy IV and the After Years, is the cave that leads from Barren to Mist, and is named as such because the cave is shrouded in mist. Because naming things is great.
Their creativity in their names are.
Oh my gosh, some of the names they have is just like, really? Though, funny enough, we were literally just seeing that on the Witcher Lorecast, where it's like, oh yeah, Nilfgaards have their religion in the city of Golden Towers. And it's like, really? Your religion's called the Golden Sun, and you literally name it the Golden Tower? Like, could you guys not be more egotistical?
Makes sense.
Anyway, now we do have the Village of Mist, which is a town in Final Fantasy IV and After Years. It is a small village located in the valley north of Barren and southwest of Damcyan. Mist is inhabited by a summoner tribe and is Rydia's hometown. There you go. And Rydia, I can't remember. Rydia is like one of the most important characters you have in 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Super important.
Yes. And she's a looker, I would just say. Oh, that's her Dissidia version.
I was going to say,
that makes more sense. It's like, wait a minute. That wasn't much detail before. Oh, that's Dissidia.
I hope you're talking.
Makes more sense. What now?
Oh, I said I hope you're talking late game, buddy, because when you first meet her, she is a child.
Oh, well, yeah. That late game.
But
the Dissidia picture that goes up, she's an adult. Okay.
Yeah, she comes back later as an adult.
Okay.
Yeah, you click on the link. She's definitely not 7 in the pictures they
show. No. So next we have is Kaipo, which is a town in 4. It is the only town located in the southern part of the Damcyan's desert. Near an oasis is homeland of Sage Tella and his daughter Anna. I don't know too much. Trey, do you want to add in there? Or do you have anything to add in there?
I mean, I love Tella. He's the guy who yells Spoony Bard, I'm pretty sure. But no, like honestly, the towns didn't really stick out a lot in 4 for me. I don't remember a lot of the locations. I remember the story. I remember the characters and stuff, but the towns, most of them didn't stand out a whole lot.
Yes, he's a playable character. And he's a great sage in
he's super
black magic.
Yeah, he's super overpowered when you first get him. He comes in and he just wrecks things for your party. And then I'm pretty sure Anna is his daughter. You go, she dies, and then he gets mad and leaves. Yeah, he's the one who says "You Spoony Bard."
Which is
okay, the classic line.
Yeah. Okay. So next we have the Underground Waterway, also known as the Watery Pass, is a cave in Final Fantasy IV and After Years. It is the cave filled with water that connects Kaipo and the Damcyan. There are 2 halves of the cave. The southern part contains an underground river, and the northern part contains an underground waterfall and lake. The exit to the lake is frequented by an octopus-like monsters. So, I mean, it's literally just a dungeon you go through. That's essentially what this is, and you fight octopus-like creatures and monsters to get through it. Pretty straightforward with that one.
Yeah. Well, most of them are.
Well, that's a fair point. That is a very fair point.
This place has lots of fire. It's called the Fire Pass.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Or go to 14. It's like the Bowl of Embers. It's like, really? Really? Because it looks like a bowl and there's fire. So Bowl of Embers. It's where you fight Ifrit. But now we have Damcyan, also known as... Oh, wait, that's not right. Oh, no, I did that wrong in my show notes. It's not called the Watery Pass. So Damcyan is in 4 and Interlude and Final Fantasy After Years, is a desert principality located in the northern parts of the Blue Planet, and its borders include the town of Kaipo. Damcyan is ruled by Prince Edward Chris von Muir and is the home to the Crystal of Fire. And the English localization 3D make where Damcyan is run Damcyan. Yep. So I've been saying it right. Oh, that's the first. Oh my gosh. And you also have Damcyan Castle. But yeah, it's a home to the Crystal of Fire, which, if you know anything about the crystals kind of give the heroes our powers. So
kind of important.
Very important. Then we have Antlin's Den, also known as Antlian's Cave, Antlion Cave, and Antlion, is a location in 4 After Years. It is the cave that contains the nest of Antlion, which lays the sand pearl, the only known cure for desert fever, among its eggs.
And so Rosa is at the beginning from the beginning of the game. I'm pretty sure this is when she is sick. Yeah. So she gets sick, and you have to go and get that pearl to cure that, and then she pops into your party.
And Antlion is literally a just giant ant with really razor sharp teeth.
In 9, it's one of the most obnoxious bosses you fight.
Well, that's fun.
I don't know if you've been there yet, Ben, but Trey, I'm sure you know. And when you're in Clara, and that out of the sand,
annoying to say the least. You'll have fun, Ben. You're gonna enjoy that one.
Oh boy, fun. And then now we have Mount Hobbs, which is located in 4 and 4 After Years. It is a mountain situated between Damcyan and Fable. According to NPCs in Fable, in the After Years, when a monk's training reaches a certain level of skill, they are required to make a pilgrimage to Mount Hobbs, where they train to hone their skills or their power to its apex.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Fun stuff. I mean, monks are great. Monks are awesome.
Especially in Final Fantasy.
Oh, yes. And if you don't know about monks in Final Fantasy, go listen to our episode on monks, obviously, for jobs. And join our Discord on Robots Radio, because we had an awesome, long, but awesome review from a listener of ours, and going over different enemies and then a monk specifically as their favorite class or job.
Excellent choice.
So now we have Fable, which is a kingdom in Final Fantasy IV. The castle contains the city of Fable within its walls for the safety of its citizens. The kingdom is populated and defended by a squadron of monks. In the Yin Yang Eliden, Yang Fang Eliden is their leader, while the king of Fable rules the kingdom. Fable is the nation that holds the Wind Crystal.
And Yang is awesome.
Yang,
fantastic character.
Ooh, he's great.
I like that.
And obviously he is a monk, so
I've never been a fan of the monk class. I think whenever I was younger, I enjoyed the guys who had weapons because it was cool, the idea of using weapons. But Yang was the first monk that I really wanted to play at. Like, I wanted to have in my party.
Oh, After Years was a film. That's what it was. Okay. That's why I was like, why do these graphics look so good? After Years was a CG film.
Trey, I would just like to point out that Tifa is a monk.
Yeah, and my party was Barrett and Sid.
Oh!
I always have Tifa.
Yeah, for sure had Tifa.
I didn't like her limit, because I'd miss and I'd get angry, and so
what about in the remake and Rebirth?
You don't have
So-
to click any buttons.
Well, okay, fair point.
I really like Tifa in Rebirth and Remake because she raises their stagger bar quicker, and she also has the attacks where it'll make their stagger damage go from 160 to 210%, or even higher, really. But
That's fair.
She's awesome.
She is great. And then now we have Mithril, also known as Silveria. Village of Mithril, or Mithril Village, is a remote town in Final Fantasy IV and after years, situated north of Mount Ordeals. Pretty straightforward there, but being called Mithril, there's something very specific about this. They mine Mithril.
Shocker.
Which Mithril is a very strong ore in the Final Fantasy series, and most fantasy
it's high
settings
end
too. High end, but I mean, it's always high end or the strongest material in most fantasy settings. I mean, if you're looking at Lord of the Rings, for an example, Mithril is literally the strongest material. That's why the dwarves mine Mithril in Lord of the Rings. Or not Lord of the Rings, but before Lord of the Rings.
The Hobbit.
Yep. The Hobbit. Yep. Where they or even before that, when they forged the rings. The Rings of Power. So now we have Adamant Isle Grotto, also known as Adamant Grotto, and simply Adamant, which is a location in 4 and 4 after years. In Final Fantasy IV, a family of small people live there, and the father collects tales, which is very, very specific. He collects tales.
or he's looking for a rat tail.
Tails, like creature tales, not like tales as in like stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I was more concerned when you said he connects them. I was like, does he like tie them together
Right.
and
Collects,
make like
collects,
a necklace?
not connects, collects tales.
It's interesting. You go to their page where it's talking about the family that lives there, and when you click on the link for it, it literally just sends you to the status effect, a list of status effects in the game.
Oh boy, that's fun.
Interesting.
So now we have Mystia, which is a town in Final Fantasy IV and after years. Mystia is inhabited by wizards and ruled by an elder. It is the hometown of Palum and Porum, and is in one end of the Devil's Road, which connects Baron and Mystia. The Tower of the Prayers is located in Mystia, and where the elder prays for those he cares about. And this is a very specific thing. Palom and Porum are two very unique characters in Final Fantasy, and also are referenced and show up in other games as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are legendary.
Yes.
Just fantastic. Again, the characters in 4 were just excellent. It was 1, 2, and 3 had their perks, but 4 was when they really hit their storytelling stride.
Oh yeah. That's why like 1, 2, and 3 were kind of like shorter episode. Well, last week's episode wasn't short because we did 2 and 1, but you can really tell from where we were in the first 3 till now to where it's really getting more intricate and interesting with the locations, along with the characters and the storytelling as a whole, which is really good. Because
I haven't gotten to this section of the game.
Okay, but Palom and Porum, if you haven't played 4, that's fine. I know them also from the Lost Stranger manga, because they actually are characters in the Lost Stranger Final Fantasy manga.
And they're twins.
Yes, they're twins.
Yeah.
They're both mages as well. Powerful mages, mind you. We also have now Mount Ordeals, which is a location in 4 and after years, is where people must undergo an ordeal or trial to become a paladin. It is located east of Mystia and divided into 4 sections: the foot of the mountain, the 3rd and 7th stations, a reference to the set of Catholic prayers known as the Stations of the Cross, and the 3rd being Jesus Falls the first time, and the 7th being Jesus Falls the second time. The summit where the Fiend of Earth, Scaramouche Scarmigalon, I'm going to go with that, guards the way to the Paladin's trial, is a full of undead monsters, possibly because of Scargullimalon. His name, oh my god. Here, let me look him up.
Fascinating looking creature.
Also known as Milon. 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 But specifically with the undead, which makes sense because in D&D terms, paladins are typically the ones that go out and kill the undead specifically.
I love that it's called Mount Ordeals.
Mount Ordeals, I know, right? And you have to go through an ordeal. It's like, wait, what? Wait a minute.
You know to have a few saves ready when you hit Mount Ordeals.
Yeah.
Yes. Have saves ready. Make saves. Now we have Toria, also known as Torara, which is the city in 4 and after years. Toria is a primarily mechanical or matriarchal society led by 8 female epots. Women are filled other primary male roles as well, such as being the guards, soldiers, doctors, and shopkeepers of the castle and its village. A peaceful nation is known for never having participated in a war, although it appears to have a disciplined military. The kingdom is home to the Earth Crystal and its blessings in the land of lush forests and flowing rivers.
So there's a place ruled by a bunch of nuns.
Ah, okay, that's what they are. Known as... Okay, so Epots, or the 8 Sister Priests, known in the American SNES and Pixel Remaster versions as the 8 Clerics. Okay. So, yeah, it's essentially priests and nuns that are running the place. Okay. That makes sense. And then we have Troya Castle, because a nation needs a castle. Obviously. Now we have Lodestone Cavern, also known as Magnetic Cave, Magnetic Cavern, or Cave Magnus, which is a cave in Final Fantasy IV, located on a small, densely forested island to the northeast of Troya. The cave is home to the Dark Elf who stole the Earth Crystal from Troya. The cave is home to a strong magnetic field that renders anyone wearing metallic equipment unable to move.
And if you don't know what to wear before going into it, it will mess with your party.
Oh, so they actually had gameplay elements into that too.
Yeah, it was a gameplay element.
That's awesome. That's really
Can you
cool.
still use like your swords and stuff like that?
I don't remember. I don't want to say because I don't remember. But I remember that it was a gameplay mechanic that you had to adjust for.
Huh. All right.
That's fun. I mean, it's not fun. It's annoying, but
That is very annoying.
No, but it was a really nice
Metal Gear, and it's like crap
twist.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So now we have Tower Zot, which is in Final Fantasy IV, is a tower that does not appear on the world map and only reached by entering the Enterprise after defeating the Dark Elf, which will immediately rise to bring the player to the tower. After the events of the tower, it can never be visited again. Is the Barbacia makes her home along with her minions, the Magnus Sisters, and serves as Golbez's base of operations for the first half of the game. Is this where you got stuck, Trey?
Or couldn't go back into.
Or you couldn't go back into? Is this what you were talking about?
Yes. Yeah, it was the tower.
So save before you enter. Save. Just save.
Extra save before you go into Zot.
Yes. And another thing is the Magnus Sisters are also another legendary group of characters in the Final Fantasy series. They're mainly from 4, but they do also make another appearance in... Yes, they are in Endwalker. They did do a heavily Endwalker patch that was heavily based on 4. That is true. I completely forgot about that. Well, I didn't forget about that because I haven't experienced it yet. I'm just got to Stormblood finally. But they are in the Lost Stranger manga as well as with Porum and Porom as antagonists in the story within like the first, I think they're in volume 3 through 5 or 6 or something like that, which is really cool.
They're also a summon in 10 as well.
Oh.
They're one of the secret summons that you can go get.
And there's that. I did not know that one.
They're pretty OP'd.
I mean, they're legendary mages, so I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we have Agart, which is in Final Fantasy IV, is located in the island south of Baron, and is the home of the descendants of dwarves from the underworld. The town contains a well and an observatory, and the Chorio studies the moon. Which Chorio studies the moon? Which, let's see here, Chorio, also known as Corey, is the character. He is an astronomer who owns a giant telescope and Agart, and it constantly observes and changes in the two moons. He's just an astronomer, that you meet, who's in after years as well. So there's that. Now we have the Tower of Babel, which is should be ringing bells here, because not only in Final Fantasy lore, but also in mythology in general. The Tower of Babel, also known as the Tower of Bab-Il, or the Tower of Babel, or however you want to pronounce it, is location in 4, is a large tower that stretches from the Earth's underworld to the overworld. It is used by Gobez to summon the Giant of Babel from the moon by collecting the crystals from both worlds and bringing them to the tower. Yeah. And yeah, Tower of Babel makes other appearances in other games. It's another distinctive, place in Final Fantasy. It's in Tactics, Dimensions 2. It's in the freaking Theorhythm game, which is the Final Fantasy rhythm game that you can get.
If you don't have enough time on your hands.
Right, playing all the other Final Fantasies. It's even in Brave Exvius, which is a mobile game.
Oh, yeah, that's the only
which also takes time.
Yeah.
Though I can't remember. Brave Exodus is the one that uses like the 2D pixel art for characters. But some characters, if they do their limit break, they'll go into a 3D.
No, that's Brave Exodus. No, it's 3D.
Is it? Which one am I thinking of?
It's like turn-based, so it literally shows you like a 3D battlefield. I don't know which one you're talking. I believe so. I
think you're lying.
I get them all confused, so I'm just gonna stay out of it, like Switzerland.
There's a lot of Final Fantasy. You can get all. Oh yeah.
Purple Archer trying to be the good parent and be like, no, there's 2 games, guys. There's 2 of them.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because the one I'm looking at here, that is the 3D or the 2D. The hell was the one that I played?
Then there's the Brave Exodus World of Visions or World of the Visions? I can't remember what this one was. It's a tactics game.
You know what?
There's one that's a tactics game. There is 2 Brave Exodus. The other one is War of the Visions, which is a tactics-based game, which is voice acted. And then there's Brave Exodus, the standard one, which is a 2D pixel art turn-based game, like old school Final Fantasy, but their limit breaks can go into a 3D animation.
Maybe it's Dissidia Opera Omnia.
Oh, there's that one. That one just sucks. Just saying.
It sure does.
There are 2 one is available now. The first one is delisted. Yes. Well, I can download both the War of the Visions and the first other Brave Exodus. They still continue.
It was Opera Omnia. Yeah, if you're listening, don't download that one.
No, that one's not good. Anyway, next we go to the Cave of Eblon, which is known as Cave Eblonia or Cave Eblon or Eblon Cave, which is a location in 4 and after years, only reached via the hovercraft. It is located southwest of Eblon. The cave is filled with water, much like the underground waterway, and Eblon is in there. That's pretty much it. Great stuff.
Good stuff, yeah.
And then now we have the Giant of Babel, also known as Giant of Babel or Babel, is a machine tremendous power in Final Fantasy IV and is so large it actually serves as a dungeon.
That's fun.
Yeah. You go through this giant boss as a dungeon, like you do in Leviathan in 3.
Huh.
Kind of like that.
That's cool.
So, with that being said, we are going to take a quick mid break, and we will be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at Accenture.com/Spotify.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Welcome to the mid-break of the show, where we talk about everything with the podcast that has nothing to do with the lore of Final Fantasy. Here, we want to thank all of our awesome patrons. Thank you, Purple Archer. Thank you, Boomhauser. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And if you too want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Final Fantasy Lorecast to get ad-free episodes, or even join us once a month at the end of the month of the show. Topic of your choosing. We can talk about anything in Final Fantasy. We'll have our first big patron chat here at the end of this month. Super excited to see Boom and Purple Archer on here. Super excited to talk to you guys. And you can also support the show on a few other ways. You can support us on Apple and Spotify. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words, we'll read it out loud the next time on the show, as well as a nice Spotify comment. We don't have any this week, but that's all right. And other than that, you can find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord. Both links are provided below in the episode description, where you can go hang out with us, talk about anything Final Fantasy, or any of the other shows that I'm a part of, which are Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. All part Robots Radio, so go there, check those out. Join our Discord, because we do have a free company in 14, which we did add Kodojo, a listener of my Star Wars show and this show, part of our free company on 14 on the Seraph server. So if you're on the Seraph server, hit us up on Discord. I can add you into the free company. We just hit rank 5, so we now have company actions, so I can give EXP boosts to everybody, which is super nice. So, other than that, that's really about it. Oh, and thank you, Pandemic Patrick. I saw your comment earlier. Found you guys after starting up 14 again and 16 at about the same time. Needed something FF to listen to. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for listening to that, or listening to us. And, I mean, that's what we're here for. We're just here talking about Final Fantasy and the lore and all that fun stuff. You guys,
it's been great having you and Purple Archer in the chat tonight also, so shout out to both of you for that.
Yes, thank you so much. Other than that, I don't have anything else to add. Do you guys have anything to add to the show mid-break?
Nope.
No? All right, well, let's get back to it.
Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Enjoy complimentary access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection and apply to find out your welcome offer, which could be as high as 300,000 membership rewards points. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Welcome offers vary, and you may not be eligible for an offer. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
Even if you're using topical prescription creams for your child's eczema, you still might be hearing this. That relentless itching that makes them want to scratch and scratch and scratch and scratch. When their moderate to severe eczema isn't well controlled, it's time to ask about Dupixent, dupilumab, which isn't a cream, steroid, or immunosuppressant. Dupixent helps kids as young as 6 months stay ahead of their eczema with clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent helps your child feel the heal. Ask your child's eczema specialist. Visit Dupixent.com or call 1-844-DUPIXENT.
Okay, we're back, and yes, Proporter, the gotcha game caused the whole episode to come to a halt. We couldn't tell which one it was, okay? We couldn't remember. There's so many Final Fantasy games. So next, we are now going to the Underworld. So, with the Underworld, we have the Dwarven Castle, also known the Dwarves Castle, which is in Final Fantasy IV. It is a large castle in the Underworld where the dwarves, led by King Gyat, and his daughter Luca, live. The castle contains the entire town, a crystal, a hospital, a military base, a fat chocobo known as God's Bird, and the infamous Developer's Room. In Final Fantasy IV, most of the passages in the castle cannot be accessed upon the player's initial entry. Dwarven Castle is also the main location for the infamous 64-door hierarchy glitch. And you have the Dwarven base with that. I gotta look at that. Which, typically, the hierarchy glitch, I would imagine, is probably something to do with the developer room, probably. The player's room level is set to 0, or map. Yeah, something like that.
It's beyond my expertise.
Yeah, I know, there's too much to read. Anyway, now we have Tomura, also known as the village of Tomura, is a town in 4 and final and after years. Is one of the few towns populated by dwarves. The password here is Howdy Ho or Hi-O. In both games is an optional town. Yeah, it's pretty. That's it.
It's always something fun with the dwarves.
Oh, it is. It's great. Now we have Kokol's Forge, also known as Kokol Smithy, which is in 4 and after years. Located in the southeast of the Underworld, it was cut off from the rest of the populace of the underground by magma. And obviously, being a smithy, you can get really good gear from the smithy. So, do that. Now we have the Sealed Cave, also known as the Sealed Cavern, which is in 4 and after years, situated in the Underworld and the location of the last Dark Crystal. And then we have Feymarch, also known as the Land of Monsters or Land of Summons, is a location in Final Fantasy IV Interlude and the After Years. It is located in the Underworld and is where the Eidolons live. The dwarves of Tomura in the southwest call this place the Land that lies between. The Eidolons are guided by the Queen of Sura and King Leviathan. And then we have Sylph Cave, also known as the Sylvan Cave, is a location in 4 and after years, located in the northwest corner of the Underworld, and is home to the Sylph Fairies. So, there's that. So, yeah, but
Apparently
Leviathan, King Leviathan.
Asura is the healing summon. I had to look that up.
I knew she was a summon, I just couldn't remember. And then last but not least, we have the Red Moon. So, in Final Fantasy IV, you go to space. So, just be aware. And Lunar Tunnel, also known as the Lunar Path, refers to 2 locations in 4 and the After Years. They are a pair of caves that lead to the Crystal Palace. And if you want to know what the Crystal Palace, also known as the Lunar's Lair, is located in 4 and After Years, and is where Fusara guards the luminaries in the lunar sleep, where the 8 lunar crystals are enshrined and contains recovery points.
I feel like we're playing a whole different game at this point.
Oh, I know. Like, yeah, it's like, hey, cool, we're doing all this fantasy stuff. Now you're going to space.
It's the traditional... You start out as a nice kid, and then you end up fighting God at the end.
Yeah, Final Fantasy takes it to a whole other level.
Or you can just relate it to Naruto, where, it's all about ninjas and awesome friendships and everything, and you get to the end of Shippuden and say, hey, we're introducing interdimensional aliens. What? Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, you never watched Shippuden?
You gotta stop asking me these things, Ben.
You don't watch anime. That's right. Boo. Anyway, now we have Hummingway Home, also known as Hummingway Abode, is a location of Final Fantasy IV and After Years where the Hummingway race lives. Most of the members just hum, although some can talk, including Namingway.
All right. They're called Hummingways because they hum?
Yes.
Bad enough.
And Namingway can talk because it can name.
I definitely walked up to every single one to see if any of them talked, though.
I will say I have a Namingway minion in 14. And the only way I got that is because I have one of the encyclopedias for 14. It goes with game codes.
They remind me of like the other little things that you hate in 14. You call them the ankle biters.
Oh, Lalafales. These don't look like Lalafales. They have bunny ears. They're different.
Are they?
They are. So now we have a lair of the Father, also known as Cave of Bahamut, or Cave of the Phantom God, which is a dungeon in 4 and After Years. It is a lair of Bahamut, hallowed father of the Eidolons. Which, go figure, Bahamut's like, the father of all the summons, because Bahamut's normally, the strongest summon.
A lot of religious references in this game. Very interesting.
Yeah. I love that he's on the moon.
Right.
Yeah.
He was on the moon in 14 as well.
And 16.
And 16. Lunar Subterrane is a final dungeon in 4. It is a massive cave complex filled with strong monsters. It is accessed from the Crystal Palace once the giant of Babel has been destroyed. And last but not least, we have the Lunar Ruins, which is a bonus dungeon and a Final Fantasy IV Advance. And Final Fantasy IV, the Complete Collection, is located at the stone face on the Red Moon, an allusion to the face found on Mars in the real world. It is unlocked by defeating Zeromus. Which, if I recall, Zeromus was, I think, the final boss, if I'm not mistaken.
Trey. Have you gotten that far yet?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, that's what we have on the locations of Final Fantasy IV. I know I kind of sped through that last part because we were getting up to an hour already, or over an hour. Yeah, we've been up to an hour already.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to talk about in 4.
Oh yeah, 4, and it's just going to get more from here on out because the games are getting much more sophisticated as the time goes on, and 4 was the really strong point where they really went into the story really heavily. Yeah,
we may have to break up some of these episodes into 2 parts.
Oh, when we get to the later games, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like up to 6 we might be able to do in one episode. When we get from 7 on, we're definitely going to be doing those in multiple episodes.
I think so, yeah.
Because they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Obviously, and I said this, I think, on the first location episode at the start of the season, we're not going to go over we might go over some locations in 14, but I highly doubt I will dive into a whole lot because there's a lot.
If you feel like you're missing out on any 14 talk, just listen to any other episode. You'll get plenty of 14 references.
Yeah, probably. We probably would do like a full episode on Lindblom.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm not going to dive into 11's locations because it's not really. It's current, but also like no one really cares about 11 at this point.
I don't think anybody's going to be banging down the door for us to be doing 11.
14, I can see, but like I said, there's a lot in 14 that can be its own season. For 14. 14 can be its own freaking season if we wanted to.
I'll be calling out sick for that season.
Starting next week, I'm going to start.
Excellent. Oh, we'll do an over and under for it. I'll put odds on it before the episode starts.
I can't help it, okay, y'all? I can't help that I like 14 so much.
Last week I did the timer over under. We didn't even get like 2 minutes into the show. We didn't even start the show before he brought up 14, so I didn't even get to do the time over under.
I can't help it, okay? I love 14. Hey, when I was originally making this concept for the show, I was thinking about doing only a 14 lore-based show.
Oh.
Well,
that's what I also. And then Trey
thought,
and Steven is like, "Hey, we could just do other Final Fantasies too."
If you look back in the Robots Radio thing before you thought about that one, I thought about doing a 9 specific one.
That's true too.
I'm also guilty of trying to zero in on a specific Final Fantasy.
Right.
I'd be down for a 9 specific one.
Well, I know you would, but the thing is, there's a start finish and an end finish to 9. 14, there's a start finish and there's an ongoing series.
Oh, Ben, I could go on and on about 9. There's no finish.
I bet you could. Hey, we can do.
Get out of here, Ben. You got another thing to do.
True.
It's okay.
You got to talk about Harry Wizards.
I mean, we are going over Green Gods this week.
There you go.
So, yes, with that being said, thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, and may the crystals guide you. Thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net. You can find us on Twitter at FFLorecast, and you can email us at fflorecast@gmail.com.